The Roughneck 3A. Greetings, Mechwarriors. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is TTB speaking, and welcome back to German Mechgineering. Today we're playing the Roughneck 3A in a full-on ERPPC configuration with a smile. Let's go ahead and have a look at the build. But as you can see already, nice and high hard points will make our job quite much easier. Now, in terms of the loadout, we have a light engine 300 as the basis for our mech. Then we put in 2 ERPPCs in the right torso and 1 ERPPC in the left torso. We completely lower the head armor to 1. We lower the right arm armor by 2. We lower the left arm armor by 10 and the legs by 4 each. That allows us to fit 6 double heat sinks in addition to what we're already carrying, and that should keep us all nice and relatively cool with our 3 ERPPCs, of course, dishing out quite the bit of heat, but we buy with that, of course, a lot of range and the ability to shoot with impunity and as many shots as we want, or as many shots as our reactor can pump out before melting down. Alright guys, let's have a look at the skill tree for this build. The speed, of course, going to be 75 kph, so not that fast, but also not that slow, so we should be able to keep up with most movements of our team. This is going to be a special skill tree, guys. We're going to go with a split tree here with firepower, just to get most of the heat gen nodes, because it is very important to have as little heat gen as possible with the ERPPCs. Then we go into survival and we take all the armor nodes. That means a left hand side and right hand side to get the last 2 armor nodes available over there. Nothing in mobility or jump jets. Operations tree down to heat containment 4 and 5. We're skipping the last 2 cooldown points because it just costs too many points. I'd rather invest them into 1 point of seismic sensor and 5 points of radar deprivation. And of course on the auxiliary tree we're gonna go again with double cool shot and cool shot cooldown, and that's gonna be the build for today. It is a little bit experimental, and I'm gonna be anxious to see what we can do with it. So let's take this thing to the dropship and see how it performs. I'll see you there. Alright guys, here we are on our first map. It is Hibernal Rift in our Roughneck 3A with our 3 ERPPCs. As you can see, I set up the weapon groups to fire the left PPC as one group and the rightmost 2 PPCs as the other group, as well as a chain fire group if I ever have to chain fire my weapons. Now, the enemy team is employing a weird kind of tactic where they've spread all across the map, and apparently they have AFK lords as well. So we're just gonna go ahead and try to find some targets of opportunity and try and shoot them. Now, as you can see, there's an enemy direwolf, LB5s, who is backed into a corner and he's just gonna die to my teammates here, so I'm just gonna ignore him. Instead, I'm just going to try and focus onto any targets that are in Bravo 4, but it looks like these guys have walked away. What hasn't walked away though is the enemy team that has pushed through the center, so let's go ahead and dissuade them from pushing any further, dropping down the artillery strike and getting some shots down range. Artie is hitting, Artie is killing! Look at that, TTB doing war crimes, very nice, 2 kills over 0, so things are looking quite well for us right now. Let's go ahead and shoot that enemy Vapor Eagle, do some damage to him, and get back to cover. Actually hit his cockpit with one of the PPC rounds, nice. Okay, we see an enemy rifleman coming up here. I can't really find any targets from this position, but I also don't want to go anywhere else because this is a good position to try and dissuade the enemy from attacking. Now, my team is pretty much split up right now. There's an enemy summoner coming in. I also see that somebody needs help against an enemy cataphracts. Let's go ahead and help him open up his CT. And once he twists around, that should be a kill here any second now. There we go. Teammates can go ahead and finish that. I'm just going to go ahead and look towards this side. I see that I'm low signal on the radar. That means that the Raven I saw a little bit earlier should be here. And there he is. Let's go ahead and show him that we don't like his ECM. And by the way, guys, this is weird. This should have been a hit in my book, but either lag shield or bad hit reg, whatever you want to call it, he just didn't get hit, but that's alright. We will just hit him on the way out. Now, I'm looking at the scoreboard and I'm seeing, 5 kills to 6. Where did my teammates go? It looks like the enemy team has actually rolled over all the guys that were in the middle. They just flopped over dead and that was it. So the match is now fairly close and the enemy team is even winning. Let's go ahead and try and shoot that enemy blood asp and kill that to try and bring the match a little bit more even, but it doesn't look good for us. I see that there are enemies coming for me now, and I am of course heat capped, so can't do that much. I'm getting Rakat Dakat into the face, so I'm gonna try and drop down into the canyon. just to find another enemy around the corner. So let's go ahead and give another shot onto that Warhammer, and that is going to be it, because we're dead. 7 kills to 10 for the enemy, so they will be able to secure this match, it looks like. But a Vapor Eagle is still fighting for his life, but I don't think that that's gonna go well very long. And we also have another buddy over the Charlie 4 area, and well, I'm rooting for those guys, but I don't think it's gonna be possible. Let's see, that is an enemy Vapor Eagle, his side torso is gone, his CT should be dead any second now, there we go. There is the Battle Raven coming in. And taking out our Vapor Eagle, and let's see where the other guy is. Up, he is running around in a IV4 MRM30 loadout, fairly standard, but of course against 3 enemies, or 4 enemies actually at this point, there's not much that he can do. He can go ahead and try and split his fire, but down there in the gulch, where they all can shoot at him at the same time, it is not going to be pretty. And that is going to be the end of this match, guys. 8 kills versus 12 on the enemy's side, but it started so well, and then it just turned south pretty quickly. Let's go and have a look at the scoreboard. 2 killing blows, 3 assists, 477 damage done, 4 components destroyed. So overall, I would say, given the battle time and given what we have, not a bad round for this mech. It didn't really shine, but it also did not disappoint either. It just gave us an okay performance, I think. And if you guys agree, then check out my Patreon page and become a member of Team TTB, and we're gonna go ahead and jump right into the next match, and it is going to be on Polar Highlands, everybody's darling. And of course, with a build like this, you just love Polar Highlands, because it means long ranges and all sorts of areas where you can shoot at the enemy and where the enemy can shoot at you. Stop learning me, for crying out loud. I actually took a little lick to the head here, and that's why my cockpit is open, but that's alright. We're gonna go ahead and work onto that enemy Hibernal and just keep his ECM down. He's also been hit with a narc, but the funny thing is, all that narking is worthless, because apparently we do not have anybody with lerms. Yes, some days there are people that don't have lerms. And by the way, that was a hit, but unfortunately I was also in the visible wall, so didn't go through, but that's alright. I'm just gonna hold this position over here on the right hand flank, and we're gonna engage any target of opportunity, for example the Hibernal again, and he is going to fall here very quickly. So let's focus on Foxtrot here, because the Hibernal was basically dead anyways at this point. 3 kills over 0, so it's looking pretty good for my team right now. That enemy Timberwolf is in a prime position to get shot by my PCs as soon as my teammate decides to get out of the way. And there we go, beautiful, another 30 damage pumped into this target, and we can just continue that fun little game that we call shooting targets with PPCs. That enemy should be falling any second now, and we're just gonna cool down our mech and find some different targets. For example, that summoner over there that I didn't hit, but that's okay. I'm just gonna rejoin my buddies here and try and use some of the armor that I still have to engage the enemy. That Hellfire should be dropping any second now, there we go. And we can direct our wrath and attention towards the enemy Thunderbolt, go onto his CT and side torso, he falls, so we go ahead and engage the Vapor Eagle. Triple PPC loadout as well, but of course he does 45 damage per salvo, I just do 30. It's just Inner Sphere bargain PPCs, it's not the clan variant that's actually good. Yeah, I don't know guys, I'm not a huge fan of Inner Sphere PPCs. I guess heavy PPC is kinda alright, but still, the weapon system is not clicking that much for me. I just think it's too hot for what it actually does. But there are some people out there who just love PPC and can do very, very cool things with them. So what do I know? What I do know though, that is that we are 7 kills over 1, and we have some enemies sitting in our base, which of course is 100% freaking pointless at this time in the game. So apparently they still think they can win or whatever, doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and try and hit that commando. There we go, we took away his arm and 2 medium pulse lasers with it, beautiful. Got a PPC sniper that is shooting me, but it doesn't matter. We're just gonna push towards our flag here, shoot at enemy summoner, and keep on going. 8 kills over 2. The summoner is CT open now, so he should not be long for this world either. There we go, another shot into target, beautiful. Now, the enemy has 3 people left alive, 2 of which are in our base right now. Let's go ahead and work on the commando. Let's see if we can do some more damage to yet another commando. There we go. Took away the arm, beautiful, and my teammates can deal with him. I will deal with this guy up front. We're eating artillery strike, but it does not matter. I don't care. And he's down. Beautiful. 11 kills over 2, which means there is only one guy left in the field, and once we find him, we will be able to end this match. And a quick tip, guys, if you're wondering whether somebody is AFK or disconnected, just press tab and look at their ping. If they're DC'd, you will see it. If they have a ping, they're in the game. They're either AFK or hiding or shut down and being a total jackass. And then you can act accordingly. So, what do I think of this build, guys? And also, what do you think of this build, guys? Do you guys think this is like viable? Do you think this is a bad build? Do you think that's an okay build? Do you think it's an amazing build that can do a lot of damage? Me personally, I think it's an okay build. It is very situational. It's fun. Absolutely, it's fun, but it's not going to outperform any hardcore Roughneck builds with Rakadaka or whatever, or MRMs, just because you are that much limited in the amount of damage that you can dish out, depending on the heat scale. But of course, PPCs are always fun. There we go. There's an enemy Timberwolf at long range, and we can hit him from here because we have ERPPCs, and that's the only reason we can hit him. But of course, at 1200, 1300 meters range without zoom, hitting is difficult, aiming is even more difficult, and doing any damage is also not the case because you're basically hitting him for like what, 5 damage a pop or whatever, or 3 damage a pop, so really not that much. But luckily our teammates are also pushing in onto him, and that Timberwolf should be dead fairly soon. And looking at the build with machine guns, small pulse lasers, ER larges, and ATM 9s, this thing cannot die quickly enough because somebody likes bracket builds. Okay, well guys, I just can't tell you how much I enjoy Polar Highlands lately. It's crazy, like a lot of times I hate this map, but if you get the right team, or if you have a somewhat okayish build, or you can get into the right position, all of a sudden this map is a lot more fun. But of course, if you end up being under enemy ACM and getting lurmed to death, then yeah, you're not gonna have a great day. So let's go ahead and have a look at the scoreboard and see how we did with this match. 12 kills over 4, the final tally. 0 killing blows, 11 assists, 481 damage done, and 4 components taken out. And that is going to be it for today, guys. So, GG, well played. And if you want to be a member of Team TTB, then check out my Patreon page. Take care, guys.